Good evening, Room 207 students. How are you doing? Here I am with Rossi, and we're going to do the nightly read aloud. And we are on chapter 34. And for this chapter, I want you to ask questions while I read, and I'll model it for you because good readers ask questions as they read. And then when you do your own independent reading, I want you to also ask questions as you read, and that helps you better connect to the text. Okay, here we go. After my mom came home, my dad and I headed for Best Buy. We stopped at the bank, and while my dad stood in line, I grabbed 2 free suckers, one for me and one for Robin. I always picked purple. If there are no purples, reds are pretty good. I am not a big fan of yellows. We were lucky to live in Northern California. I figured it's really beautiful, except when there are wildfires or mudslides or earthquakes. Even better, it's a great place to find free food. If you know where to look, the farmer's market at the Civic Center parking lot is a great spot because they give you samples, things like honey in a straw or peanut brittle. Grocery stores are good too, the ones where they have free cantaloupe slice pieces on a toothpick. Our local hardware store gives away little bags of popcorn on Saturdays, so that's an option if you get there early enough. I wonder how that popcorn tastes. Salty, buttery, yum. If you're hungry, you wouldn't want to live in Alaska, I'll bet. They probably don't have outdoor farmers markets very often. Although in Alaska they'd have grizzly bears. I would very much enjoy meeting one of those guys. Would you enjoy meeting a grizzly bear? I don't know if I would. From a nice safe distance, a grizzly bear's front claws can be 4 inches long. Wow, that's pretty. 4 inches, that's like my fingers. That's longer than my fingers. Right, Rossos? Around here, it's easier to be hungry in winter than in summer. Most people wouldn't expect that, but during the school year, you can get free breakfast and lunch and sometimes after-school snacks. Last year they stopped having summer school because there wasn't enough money, so that means no breakfast or lunch when school's out. They do have free food at the community center food pantry, but that's pretty far away. My dad doesn't like to go there. He says he doesn't want to take food from people who really need it. But I think maybe he doesn't like to go there because everyone in line looks so tired and sad. After the bank, we went to Best Buy, which is this giant store filled with TVs and computers and cell phones and things. There were 2 long rows of TVs. Some were huge, taller than Robin, and every one of them was set to the same channel. I guess there are a lot of Giants fans working at that store. What are the Giants? When Matt Cain pitched a curveball, 20 balls flew across 20 screens. Oh, the Giants are a team, a sports team. One TV sky was a deeper blue. One TV field was a softer green, but the movements were all the same. It was like being in a house of mirrors at a country fair. Nice comparison. Lots of people paused to watch the game with us. The clerks watched too, when they could get away with it. One of them asked my dad if he had any questions about the TVs. He said we were just looking. During the 4th inning, something weird happened. Extremely weird. On everybody else's TV, there were 2 announcers sitting in a booth. They were wearing black headphones, and they were pretty psyched about a triple play. But on my TV, one of the announcers was a cat. A big cat. Crenshaw, I said under my breath. He was looking right at me. He waved his paw. I looked at my dad's TV. I looked at all the other TVs. None of their announcers were giant cats. Why don't the other people see Crenshaw? Dad, I sort of whisper-gulped the word. Did you see that play? He asked. Amazing. I saw something else too. Crenshaw was holding up 2 fingers, making rabbit ears behind the other announcer's head. Weird, I thought. A cat having fingers. I'd forgotten. Crenshaw had them. Weird, I thought. me worrying about that. You didn't happen to see a cat just now, did you? I asked in a casual voice. Cat? My dad repeated. You mean on the field or something? The cat standing on his head, I said, because that's what Crenshaw was doing. A headstand on the desk. He was good at it, too. My dad grinned. The cat standing on his head? He repeated. He looked at my TV, right? Just messing with you, I said. My voice was trembling a little. I changed the channel. That new Friskies commercial was on. My dad ruffled my hair. He looked at me, really looked at me, in a way only parents can do. You feeling okay, buddy? He asked. I know things have been a little crazy lately. You have no idea, I thought. I smiled an extra big fake smile that I use on my parents sometimes. Totally, I said. The Giants won 6-3. All right, and that's it for today. It is Friday. You have a great weekend. And the next time you read, I want you to also ask questions as you read. Asking those questions really gets your mind involved in what you're doing and makes you really, really think and make connections to the text and think about what's happening in the text. Okay, well, you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you again on Monday. Take care.